So you're on Instagram and you see these huge influencers, these actresses and professional athletes and models and musicians, all with beautifully crafted Instagram story highlight covers underneath their bio section of their profile. And you wonder to yourself, Adam, how do I make mine look like that? How do I do that? Well, in this video, I'm going to walk you through it because it's not quite as hard as you might think it is. What's going on, guys? Adam Ivy, sellmusic.com, here to help you go further, faster in your music career by sharing proven marketing techniques and strategies to help transform that passion for making music into a legitimate business that's going to provide you with freedom and fulfillment, two of the most important things in life in general. So in my last video, I broke down exactly how to optimize your Instagram bio for more engagement and growth. Just a quick side note, if you haven't watched that video yet, just make sure to go subscribe to the channel first and foremost so you can go back and watch that video after this one so everything makes a little bit more sense. Anyway, in that video, I had mentioned setting up your Instagram story highlight section with more of a professional look using story highlight icons and category titles, and then asked if you guys would want me to make a tutorial video. So you guys asked for it, and I wanted to get that video out to you right away so that you can make your Instagram profile as optimized as possible, as quickly as possible, and be the best possible representation for you and your brand. So let's jump right into it. All right, so for this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and add some Instagram story highlight covers to a business profile that I'm going to be going live with soon for my upcoming education platform. That's Market Your Music, so naturally it'd be at Market Your Music. Make sure to follow that page as well when you're on Instagram. I appreciate it. Now, overall, this is a super easy thing to do, so me showing this tutorial from a fresh account illustrates just how easy it can be to set up on a profile, even if you just signed up for Instagram. And if you were wondering why this account has over 6,000 followers already, it's because I purchased this account from its previous owner about a year ago or more when I purchased the domain name, and when I purchased it from him, it already had about 5,000, maybe 5,500 followers, and mentioning it on my own personal Instagram account a few times has grown that account, as you can see. Anyway, to start, we need to create images that we'd like to use for the IG story highlight covers, so let's get into that. Now, there are three main ways of doing this. If you're good with Photoshop or another design software like Illustrator, you could design your own images with whatever background you'd like, then add an image or an icon that represents what that story highlight's going to represent, right? The category. If you are designing your own icons or images, whatever you want to call them, and then I recommend that the overall image is going to be 1080 by 1920, so just think of a TV flipped on its side, with an icon being centered with a fair amount of space given on both sides. We'll be able to scale this later, so it's not that big of a deal. Now keep in mind that this image needs to fit in a circle, so you don't want to get too busy here. Simple is best. Now for those of you who might not be experienced with designing images like this, might not have the time, you might not be comfortable doing that, no worries. There are dozens, if not more than that, websites where you can go and download theme packs for Instagram story highlight covers, and I'm going to include a couple of those in the description box, but you might not even have to do that, and I'm going to tell you why. Now you can actually do all of this within Instagram if you're not trying to be overly fancy, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll be doing this on my iPhone, which obviously runs an iOS version of Instagram, but the other versions are very similar, so just follow along. So on the main Instagram profile, click the lower left-hand corner, which is the home icon, and then tap the camera icon in the upper left. From here, you want to select Create at the bottom, which is directly to the left of the default of normal. Now tap on the center of the screen to type something, and then go ahead and open your keyboard emojis. Now for this example, I'm going to select the snare drum icon because it's going to look great and be super eye-catching for if I were selling drum kits, for example. Now I'll scale it up in size until it fills the screen without getting too close to the sides. Then I'm going to drag it and use the alignment tools to show me what center is. You can do this by eye as well. It's not a huge deal if it's slightly off center. Okay, so now that we have our icon selected and sized, we just need to add it to our Instagram stories by tapping the Your Stories icon in the lower left corner. It will now be posted to your Instagram stories, and from there we just pop back over to your profile and tap on your profile photo to open your stories. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. Once your icon is shown and your story post pops up, just tap Highlight at the bottom right and add a name for your Instagram story highlight category. For this, I'm going to do Drum Kit and just hit Add. In the future, you'll be able to select if you'd like to add highlights to an existing category that you've created, or if you'd like to create a new one like we just did. Now we can see our brand new Instagram story highlights cover on our profile, but if the image isn't sized correctly, it's an easy fix. Just tap and hold the cover image, and from there, select Edit Highlight. Then click Edit Cover, and in there you'll be able to resize it. You'll be able to see the circle and everything as you see here. When you're happy with it, just tap Done. Now, this is the same process for using your own images as we mentioned before, But in order to do that, all you have to do is click on the camera icon like we did earlier to add an Instagram story, but instead of clicking on create to find that emoji, we just swipe up, and then from our camera roll, we can hunt down the image that we want to use for that cover image, and then hit select. One thing that I will say is that you need to have an idea of how you want your story highlight covers arranged while you're doing this, because once you've created them, it's a little bit of a pain to rearrange them. And that's how you can make the most of your Instagram story highlight covers. Just taking a few extra minutes to add these to your profile not only gives your profile a much more professional appearance, but from the marketing side of things, these highlights can be an incredibly powerful tool to help you promote your music and build your brand. Now, I have a challenge for you. I want you to go revamp your Instagram story highlight covers and share them with us. So in the comments below, I want you to write, Adam Ivy got me covered, and then include your Instagram handle so we can all see what you've been up to and give you some feedback. Now, if you haven't yet, I want you to click this video if you're serious about growing on social media. Then smash that little button to subscribe to the channel family over here, because I'd really appreciate it if you join us. Smash that little bell icon as well to be notified first anytime I upload a video just like this. Come connect with me over on Instagram, and until next time, I appreciate you watching.